Hello guys, Charles Jr. bringing another video. Tonight it's a little bit I have to be a little bit quiet because it's dark now, but we're gonna just jump right into this Pokemon news. So first thing first, we have George here that sent some information, and we're gonna just jump right into it. So first off, we came back to Puke, which was the person that originally leaked the Rainbow Rocket stuff and all that stuff. And we're coming back into this image, and apparently we missed some things from earlier. So I want to go over that while I have the chance to, of course. So first things first, it says, I have an odd question. I want to know what everyone's room looks like. I'm fascinated with people's rooms and other way minor of uh, in a way, a room is like the mirror of your soul. Okay? Then he said that a room is that place you can personalize as much as you want. You can paint the walls, add decorations, make it bigger if you have enough money, and if you're lucky enough, have a put a pet. I'm sorry, have a pet. It can run around and interact with you, which is there are so many games you can play together. Of course, if you are a blue whale owner, this can't be possible, but hey, the world is plenty of options. So right there, that blue whale reference right there, knowing that Project Beluga is a thing right there, then the interacting and changing your personalizing your own house in MMOs and Pokemon MMOs, you can go in your house, you can customize them and everything if you have enough money. Pets could be a good thing because actually from Ultra Sun and Moon you have Rockruff, and other Pokemon you can interact with. But I guess like you can do that the same thing if you have your own Pokemon. And have I guess you can have like a feature where you have your Pokemon stay inside the house. One certain Pokemon stay inside the house outside of a Pokeball, and when you walk in the door, they just act like just like a pet instead of a battle. Pokemon actually, I don't know how to really say that, but you get the point of what I'm trying to say. But having those ways to customize more in Pokemon, so instead of just customizing your clothes, you can be able to customize your house, which I never thought of. Like I mentioned before, crafting can also be a thing to make stuff as well. So I feel like the crafting mechanic, if we get one, it can work well with that. Now I'm pretty sure that's not the case though, but we'll see what happens. And then he goes on to say, sitting in your room with a nice cup of tea is great if you want to spend some time reorganizing your life. For example, you can move your files around or on your laptop, easily connect with your friends or strangers. If you want to swap messages or something else and play together in the end, who needs to go out in the real world when you have everything you do straight from your room? Uh, uh, After the opening titles of your day. So right there, I feel like he's talking about the opening titles of the games, obviously, not your day, obviously. So because you can go outside at any time, obviously, but what he's saying is that most likely when you open the game for the Pokemon Switch game, most likely you'll be able to open your files and go straight into the computer on your desk, which we usually have at every beginning of each and every game. Most of them anyway. Sun Moon tend to not have a computer in the room. Apparently, one of the PCs, but usually so basically we're getting the PC back in our rooms really, and then we can use that as like our hub station to connect with the friends, trading, battling, all that stuff. Some like the Festival Plaza did, but on a better standard because we get to customize our room and all that stuff, and we feel more comfortable, feeling like we're doing our own thing instead of being forced to actually listen to someone sit there and talking about festival coins and all that crap. Sorry. If you know what I'm saying. And these images actually someone deciphered. Um, George did, obviously, and basically what he was saying here was that it says Pew. He said he actually sent this to or for Rowlet, actually. I, I, I mean, I can link his channel as well, but so you can go back and watch the video that he did on it, because I don't have the actual direct link to this one this time. But this particular, he was able to get this from him, and he said, "Hey, I just saw your video," and he posted that from the thing from Pixel Bar's the post that he did, and he said mentions a whale in the post, and I thought potentially weird. It almost sounds like the room in the game that you have will be connected to everything, but he says specifically you can have a pet to run around in your room if like, but not a whale. That's crazy, given though the whole beluga leak thing. Also, a photo about strawberries in the anagram. I'm trying to decode it right now, and so I mean, just that alone, like the beluga thing, like I said, is and then he comes back with more, later on, saying that this right here, little thing where he says, almost, oh my God, holy, and he's saying that this little thing right here in the picture is supposed to be the festival that Selenka does. So Selenka, we've talked about Selenka before. Selenka is supposed to be the somewhat location of Gen 8, possibly. It's basically this little town that has that doesn't have a lot of population, but it has a population big enough, but it's not like a big town. And Selenka loves modern technology, but it's most of the time it doesn't go out as well, because they can't have that much to build upon their grounds. So, but this it's supposed to be, and the peacock down there is supposed to represent the to keep the evil away. I guess in their culture, it's supposed to keep the evil away. And the snake is quite evil within itself, basically, and basically the keyback is supposed to combat the snakes, something like that, and to keep it from destroying the earth and stuff, the world or whatever. And it's a mythology thing. I just can't decipher as much as I can. These I'll get to in a minute. Those in the corner down there, those little candles down there, I have something for that. Go here. Okay, this photo right here is like a festival called VSAC. So yeah. So VSAC right here, this little festival like I was telling you about, is supposed to be called VSAC. And then go back to that post, go back to that post, and it says the peacock is a counter to snakes. Okay, and Sri Lanka believes that. So here it is. So just in case you thought I was crazy, the peacock is a counter to the snakes in Sri Lanka belief. Snakes are represented as evil, and the peacock represents the spirit that ward the evil off. So obviously, there you go. Your conflict with your legendaries there. You're welcome. Also a couple of other things I realized. The first image of all the starts. Wait, I'm sorry. The first image is all of the starters, I think. The red elephant fire. The chameleon is grass, or maybe just a chameleon Pokemon, but at the strawberry chef lobby is an anagram for water starter and is blobfish. Also, the poem underneath is the Sri Lankan national anthem, and him being able to decipher all of this information, between basically he said that this right here, if I can go zoom this back out again. So basically, this is supposed to be the chameleon. He's saying with the different. I think he said it could be a chameleon Pokemon. The Strawberry Shiflob thing, and then the poem underneath, that's the national anthem for the Sri Lankan. And then down here you have the actual peacock that's supposed to be fighting, fending off the evil. And then I don't know, this might represent trading. Trading. I guess maybe. I don't know what these two mean. That I don't think they ever deciphered that yet. But besides that, And then he said the elephant. I'm sorry, the elephant. Didn't see an elephant on here, but oh, there it is, the red elephant right there. But it's not on the actual. Yeah, it's right there, the red elephant right there. So yeah, there's a red elephant. So he's saying basically it could be a fire type red elephant. Who knows? But this is all just speculation theory. But at the same time, we're getting closer and closer, to that release date. And then on top of that, we also have the these right here. Now this is what I was talking about. These were in the picture. They're called Qing Tong wishing sticks, and they're supposed to be Chinese related. Now, what does China have to do with Sri Lanka? Well, China, really, I'm sorry. It says right here on this page, China advanced commercial port in the city in Sri Lanka. Okay, it says Sri Lanka has granted permission for China to build its vast port city in the island's capital, despite the concerns that the ambition project could be an environmental disaster. So, even though they, Sri Lanka, they love the new modern technology that's been out there, but it's fitting more and more with that little image that we had with the good snake, the bad snake. If you ever saw that, I don't think I have it. Let me see if I can pull it up. So this image right here. So we have this image right here showing the good snake. I'm sorry, that's the bad snake. That's the good snake. And if you notice that these two snakes kind of look like they were on that little medicine symbol that we have for medicine that has two snakes wrapped around it and the little wings at the top. That was just a little thing that someone mentioned, but it doesn't mean anything. I mean, obviously, that's where he could have got just his idea of putting these like with the wings and stuff. But we don't know anything. So we have a good snake, a bad snake, and then we have this. So we have a lot of hints of Unova as well. Because of this flag here, which I'm gonna bring this up back later because we're gonna need this later to show you. Because apparently it's like they're trying to say that we're moved from this island we're on, okay, Sri Lanka, which is this tradition, and then we're going into innovation, and we're trying to make that big move to the big city, and they're not liking that. Just like here in the post we have here, Sri Lanka's not like loves the technology, but their tradition is going to be destroyed. And their island is going to be destroyed because of this project. Even though it's a good thing for them, but they can't really do it because they don't want to destroy anything in the process. So that could lead back to that. And we all know Game Freak is used to using real life problems and real life things and putting them inside their game. But all theory here. But then again, we have Japan that supports Sri Lanka through major foreign aid institutions. We have projects in Sri Lanka that they do funded and aided them multiple occasions. So we have definitely a lot of infrastructure development and technical assists that they do for them, as far as Japan wise. So that's just to keep in mind, guys. That's just to keep in mind. Keep in mind. We also had in GameCube, the GameCube, Sin Ruffle Rowlet, which is also his under his real name is Zachary as well, and he was able to send some information, and this was actually very, very not that spread it out there because someone in secret sent this to him, and we're gonna just read through it. So we have the poison type serpent legendary Pokemon, which we just talked about, the snake being a thing, but they only talked about one snake being on here. But now I'm starting to really understand what that other image was about. If I'm gonna go show that, this image right here that we had as well from back then. So the good snake here, okay, the snake down here being the poison type legendary, right? And then the actual top up here that can represent the peacock because its wings, the flying, it makes sense now because now we have both of the legendary. I was trying to figure out for the longest time what legendary could that be. I knew it was a flying type, but I could not decipher what bird they would use. But having a peacock fight an actual giant snake like an anaconda, that is kind of cool in a way. It really is if you really think about it. And we're going back to this. Okay, so Poison Ice Serpent Pokemon. Okay, there will be two versions, obviously, for each and every game we've had. There's going to be two versions, because Nintendo likes it that way, and Game Freak's okay with that, and they're getting some more money by having those two separate versions. Period. Point blank. Business perspective wise. Generation 8, only regions I've been told are visible so far are New Kanto and Unova. So, like again, with the Unova thing, when I was saying it here again, going back to the Unova thing, with the American flag down here, saying that we're moving from this island to going to Unova, I don't know, but I feel like we're gonna debunk that because I feel like Unova is kind of a stretch, because just because the American flag was there, they shouldn't think that. And the only American type place we had in Pokemon was really Unova because of New York and stuff like that. But I don't think that's why they did that, though. I don't think that's what they're aiming for, though. New Kanto, they've been a lot of hints and stuff like that, so I can understand that. We have the theme of global warming, so that submerged water, the water, all this water talk, and the Lapras image, all that connects. So the submerging Kanto being in the water, and all that stuff. Yeah, I can understand that. I can definitely understand the snake, like I said, and the biting of his tail, letting it go, and it destroying and flooding the earth. Like I said, if you look up Jamar, the snake that fights Thor, you'll understand why I'm saying the water makes sense. The water makes sense. Okay, so pretty much, and when the snake bites its tail, he lets it go. All destruction happens, and maybe the peacock here is that fights the evil off. Maybe stops him from biting his tail and destroying the earth when he doesn't have to, because this evil team is using the snake legendary as a toy for their own personal gain. Or whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. And maybe the peacock's just like, dude, you need to chill out. It's only these one equal team. How about we wipe them out instead of wiping everybody out? Because we don't have a whole thing of evil. So the snake's not really being evil, because really, if you read the like I said, the thing on Jamar, you'll see that that it says that once the new place has been reborn, it becomes way beautiful than ever before. So, really, just read it. Just read it. Let's move on. The legendary Pokemon are linked to the story theme, which makes sense. Okay. Many parts of Kanto are underwater, and much of the region is very snowy. Okay, so this is going back to the Beluga thing, the water theme again, like I said, with the snake and all that stuff. Okay. People keep saying we're gonna have an Arctic region, which that makes sense with that too. So let's keep it going. Much of story involves the player trying to save Unova. Now I don't get that part, because trying to save the city when you're trying to make sure that they don't, destroy the sacred land of Sri Lanka, the Sri Lanka region. We're gonna say that for now. That wouldn't make any sense in that part standard if they're trying to save the actual city, which has nothing to do with it. I guess, I don't know. But then again, Kanto itself is not really an island. It's more like a city, because I don't know. Well, technically no, it's more like a town. But you get what I'm saying. Like Kanto is city more. It's more of got more cities than it does just sacred land like other places. So I don't know. But then again, you're talking Japan here, so Um, New opponents and new wild Pokemon. Okay, that's self-explanatory for itself. Combat open world aspects of Pokemon are changed, and the community should be prepared for this change. So, the change in battle system that they mentioned, all this connects. All this connects. The change in battle system that they were trying to say that they were going to try something new, just like Breath of the Wild and Odyssey did. That connects. That connects. Game Freak under enormous pressure by Game Freak to release it because Nintendo want the consoles sold, those 20 more million consoles to be sold. So they're trying to tell them, hurry up, get the games on the shelves so we can get the Switches off the shelves. So yeah, that makes sense. All that makes sense. All that connects. Like I said, this was the symbol I was talking about with the snake and the wings and all that stuff. So there you go. Just in case you thought I was kidding around, it's actually the medical symbol for most of the U.S. So that's where you gotta get its inspiration from to draw somewhat of what he's talking about. But it's not the same setting because obviously this is for medical and the other one's probably still something else. But who knows? It could be something medical wise in there. Who knows? In the game, who knows? Then we have Pixel Bar here saying I still haven't found any hints. Why not? Try checking the exit dates. People went back. A lot of people, like even Rough Rally, and people deciphered to try to make it seem like that there's now letters and numbers into it for Japanese writings inside of his things, which I'm surprised that no one else found that before. But of course, when it gets closer to the date, people try to find new stuff in the old stuff, obviously. And who knows? They could be right. They say this is supposed to be a 15. I don't know if that's supposed to be May 15 or whatever. But that obviously that's passed from my thing anyway, so that's wrong. 14. Well, then I don't know because I haven't checked the recent stuff yet. So. They went back and saw that he said this. If the Pokemon not switch, he'll draw his Twitch. I remember when he said that, and he did draw them all. And somebody put these all together. So shout out to Ali right here, and he put all these together. So these are his tweets. So if you see here yeah, I meant to move that back. In the 12th day where he had this here, he had the Project Beluga thing. But if you look real down there, real close, you can see a Pikachu and a Game Boy down there, which we never saw before. This is supposed to represent Cerebi, Pixelpar, and of course Eurogamer. But and then the Pokeball crushing because obviously at that time he was saying we were doing too much. Trying to draw too much out of it, one thing. But at the same time, as you can see, as we more and more go back, he had more and more there than we originally thought. So this is where the first Project Beluga thing came in at. Then we had this thing with the Pokemon Go thing and all that stuff with the phone and everything, and how these actual dialogue where it says "How I was meet" was a part of Pokemon Yellow, and Pokemon Go being that change of things happening from old to new. That's what basically they're trying to get out of this. So I really, at this point, I don't know, because as you can see, even after that, you have the day 10 here, which I said with the 15, but then they said there's numerical numbers inside Red's pants. Where did they get this stuff from? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I don't see any of that, but at the same time, they're saying that these little lines supposed to mean something. Like, and they're supposed to say, and then they're saying that this altogether could say soon because of the N and the S, and then it's supposed to be two O's, but I guess, I don't know. Like, people are making their own exclusive things about these pictures. They're saying that this tail right here is supposed to say either 25 or 15 on it. When you circle it, I'm saying. I'm sorry, guys. I choked there for a sec. Okay. That was Talking too much. Then blue here. Yes? Blue. In the Eevee and stuff. Supposed to have numerical numbers inside of his hair. I'm like, seriously, guys? You know, either they're thinking too much into this, or either it's really a actual reveal thing we have going on here. Something's not right. But like I said, when he came to this conclusive to say that, hey, I redrew this to make it better, it's like you saying, haha, my post note, drawing it, no, my Pokemon thing I have going on here, drawing between the lines, that's what people try to do. I remade it to make it look more Switch-like instead of more 8-bit-like, which it used to be before with the yellow and stuff. So this is Pokemon Yellow before, this Pokemon Yellow the future. 100 years Kanto. Back to that again. So I really don't know. And then here. They're saying that there was supposed to be Chinese symbols inside of Crash's hand. All these Pokemon representatives trying to say that there's numerical numbers to hit Pikachu back stripes. And also some in the grass where Snorlax sleeps at. It says Golden Week is one of the longest vacation periods in Japan. So much gets done. So someone on Twitter actually, and then there's supposed to be one inside of the Detective Pikachu there as well. And because, yeah, see in the pants, a blue right there. They're saying, just like, where do y'all get this stuff from? Like, you know, you wouldn't think of that, any of this, unless someone's, and then they're saying that they're in this. There's some also on the little milk thing from the Zelda stuff right here. And who knows what's down here in the dirt, you know. I'm just throwing it out there, you know, just for everyone to understand that maybe sometimes we're thinking too much into it. Who knows? We also had this here. Let me see if there's anything else. Okay. So, I'm sorry. Right here. X Day. They're saying is a traditional part of church, a subgenius of religion formed as a party of cultists and extreme religious groups, and their pamphlets exclaims X Day fell on July 5th, scheduled the end of the world. So, obviously, this is going back to the snake destroying the world. That being a thing, the cultist probably refers to more of like the evil team. So that's just people throwing in different theories here every once in a while. That's what I'm putting out there. And then you have your obvious things here as well. You had this little thing that people saying Pokemon Jungle rules about climate change and extreme weathers. But so they're saying that this could be a climate change extreme weather, like someone going on a Pokemon journey, and at the end of their journey, they're willing to go this far to get even the game itself. And of course, down here it says Amazon out of stock. He said, "Yeah, again, yeah." And then you can see that there is a close-up image. If I can get it close enough, can I get this close enough? It's supposed to be a close-up image. See right here that there's supposed to be numbers and letters on the actual game cases as well, on the shelves of the store. This is the original image that I just showed you about with the Snorlax and stuff, with the letters and stuff. And it's basically showing Magikarp, the 4 days of the week of the public holiday for the Golden Week. It says so much get done. That includes the Nintendo Direct. There has been a Direct during Golden Week. So take this week to relax and refuel, and as you're not going to miss out on much. So, you know, telling people to wait on that reveal. And then someone like Big Black Bear, Tiki Bear, that actually deciphered some of this stuff. He said to Masu, he said, you know, have a good Golden Week or whatever. And he said, thank you, but I'm working LOL. So he probably working on that Switch game, you know? So, you know, like I said, okay, it's a bigger picture of it. So there's supposed to be little tiny words down here. and there's some words right here. I mean, some little letters or words down here, and it's hard to decipher. It's just hard to decipher. But other than that, I mean, most of these are just the same. I think at the end here, cause yeah, most of these are just the same. So I can just get rid of some of these and then link just a couple of them because I don't need all these. This Pixel Bar Twitter, link his Twitter as well. But he deciphered this first. This little Pokemon journey thing, Black Bear. So, of course, I'm gonna leave his link to his Twitter as well. And of course, you know, out of all this information, we're getting pretty close to that reveal, I believe, very very soon, very soon. We also had some things from Emily Rogers that got sent to Ruffle Rally as well. And if we go back here, we have something else that equals to that picture. And so, first of all, we have this article here on Emily Rogers talking about how she talks about the upcoming Pokemon games being revealed this month. So, as we're seeing here, you can read this for yourself because actually this same thing is over here on her page as well. So, yeah, because, well, some of it anyway. So I guess I can read it from the actual page. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that for you guys. I'm going to do that. So, we have here, we are anxiously waiting to see shape the first Pokemon title for the Nintendo Switch will take. Nintendo Insider Emily Rogers has information on the title and has shared it on her blog. She says that the game will be revealed this month, but just before E3 takes place, month in Los Angeles. She says that the team has made inspiration from immensely popular Pokemon Go for mobile devices. And now we go to her page. I want to read that first, actually, because that's actually pretty important. They actually had a little dialogue there before. So someone asked the question. Emily, you said that there was a Pokemon title releasing on the Switch in 2018. What should we expect from it? And then she says, in turn, this is also on the article's page as well. In July 2016, Pokemon Go launched and became a massive phenomenon, having been downloaded more than 500 million times worldwide in the end of this year. Then by 2017, overall download numbers increased in 750 million in a year. This leads to a much bigger question: what should Game Freak and Nintendo learn from Pokemon Go's success, and how could the Switch benefit from Pokemon Go's success, and how could the Pokemon Go benefit from the Switch success? So if you think about it, if they managed to merge the two in some type of way to make it better, they could, like maybe. Like the Poketouch that we have for Pokemon Heart Gold Soul Silver, where we walked around and caught Pokemon without having to do that, and then we transformed infrared to the DS. We could possibly catch Pokemon Go and then send them to the actual Pokemon Switch game, and then have those in the game as well as caught Pokemon. And what they could do is say this Pokemon came from a place outside from the game. I don't know how would they word that, but you know how they do with the wording of, when they transfer Pokemon from one place to another. They just trying to make it sound cool, like it's actually from Pokemon Go. Like this Pokemon came from the real world. That's what they could say, something like that. I don't know. After all, I'm continuing basically. After all, Nintendo who released Pokemon Go Plus, a Bluetooth wearable device developed by Nintendo's platform technology division that also allows players to enjoy the game without looking at their smartphones. Would Nintendo ever dare to create more Pokemon Go accessories like that, possibly even for a Switch? So, like I said, merging the two together, making it where you'll be able to catch Pokemon without looking at it, and even catching Pokemon with looking at it, and then sending them to your game, and then actually being able to use them in game. But you can't transfer them back. Obviously, that's just not possible. Unless they want to do it that way. You can be able to transfer back from Go to Switch, Go to Switch. If they want to do it that way, if they have the technology to. The next, she says, Joe Merrick, the creator of Cerebree.net, once wrote an article on Nintendo Life titled "What Pokemon Go and the Pokemon series could learn from each other." Then we have, as we wait for the announcement of the upcoming Pokemon title, which will be revealed before the end of the month, think about what Pokemon Go might mean for the future of Pokemon series, and I expect new naming branding for this year Pokemon Switch title. There are two versions might raise a few eyebrows. So obviously those few eyebrows that she's talking about could be this big eye opener for everyone, because it's not gonna be like this all new Gen 8. It's gonna be some type of, probably something to spin our minds off a bit. You know, it's not gonna be this new Gen 8 that's just say, oh, this is just Gen 8. You know, it'll raise an eyebrow because it's Gen 8, but obviously, she's saying it's a little bit more than that. It's more than just Gen 8. It's, you know, it's this all collaboration of old to new. This old to new. This old to new. This old to new. That's what I'm getting out of this. This old, they're taking this old thing and making it newer and newer and newer, basically. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, I'll link the video he did about Emily, but the one he did before, I'll have to I have to link his actual channel for you guys as well, Rough Rowlet. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and of course, I will see you guys in the next video for parts. Let me see. I think this is part 3, and if it's not, I could be wrong, but I believe this is part 3. So, part 3 of this video is going up today, and part 4 will either be tomorrow or later on today as well. So, I'll see you guys at the next video.